All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with myself and my buddy Ham Solo. Lots of stuff to talk about this week. A couple things in particular, but before we get into that, talk about what we've been playing. Ham, start us off. How are you? What have you been playing? And all that fun stuff.
Um, I've been playing this 3 out of 10 game called Oblivion for like the past night and a half.
All
Don't
right.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Um, I've also been beating a few games lately. I beat Team Raider 2013, South of Midnight a while back. Um, I'm almost done with Arkham City. I beat Arkham Asylum. It's been a pretty good time. Been playing a lot of different things, but right now I'm currently playing uh, Oblivion.
Let's go.
Um, coat, jacket. But yeah, counter
Nice.
then.
Uh,
But yeah,
so all right. Well, you've been playing Oblivion. You've been playing. This guy's someone of culture. What's up, Rachie? Appreciate you for stopping by. So that's what you've been playing. As for myself, I mean, it's on the screen. Oblivion remastered. I'm just gonna call it a remake because that's legitimately what it
stop,
is.
stop glazing this game.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn Ham down a little bit.
Hey,
Just a little bit. Oh no, they can't hear you now. Oh no, it's crazy. Um, but I've been playing the Oblivion remaster, and it is fucking fantastic. But we'll talk more about that in just a second. Uh, I guess we'll start. I mean, we'll talk a lot about Oblivion. Later in the show. But for now, we'll start the show off with Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and then we'll kind of go into another topic that this dovetails into. But Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is supposed to release, or is set to release, at midnight tonight. So that's good news because normally game releases nowadays stink. They are middle of the day and it sucks. But Clay Obscure, midnight tonight. Ham, I know you're excited.
oh yeah,
So
real game.
so tell us about that, bud. Tell us why you're excited for Clay Obscure.
Um, honestly, I'm just excited. It's got me excited for a genre I'm usually not that into. Like turn based isn't really my jam, but it looks really fun. It looks like it has a pretty deep story to it, and it looks like there's a few different ways to have combat. And I like all the choices. I love choices to be able to have in games. That sounds good. Um, and it's a game made by 30 people. I got Game Pass as well, so I'm able to take advantage of playing it day one when it drops, because that's what they put it there for. They want people to play the game, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it. It looks really good, and it's getting really high scores, which makes me just more interested to see why. I'm not there to just quickly give it a high score myself, but if it if it's serving up what everybody else is kind of saying about it, then I'm more than happy to give it a high score as well. I want to play a good game.
Hell yeah. Everybody does. I mean, I'm kind of there with you. Although I know you're diving right into it, kind of, and I think you said you're gonna
Yep.
beat Clair Obscur before you even really try to get hard into Oblivion. Pretty
No, I said
much
I'm probably gonna beat. I'm probably gonna beat Obscure before I beat Oblivion.
Oblivion.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I'm not expecting to beat either one of those games in a week or two, like I've been doing some other games, but I definitely don't anticipate the 30-hour game that is a Clair Obscur to be longer, drawn out, and take more time than Oblivion will.
Oblivion.
So,
Yeah, that's fair.
so yeah, no, I'm gonna go on ahead and play and beat the game that isn't gonna take as much time and get that knocked out.
That's fair.
And
That's
have a blast.
yeah. That's fair, and that's a healthy and responsible way to look at it.
Well, the thing is, the way I think about it is I want to take my time in Oblivion, and I don't want to feel like I need to like get so far or anything in it because this is just a game that's just gonna be around that I'm gonna play probably throughout the rest of the year. But like but like I don't want to put Oblivion in a spot where I feel like I need to beat it right away. I want to just kind of play it with leisure and like there's still a lot of other games that's coming out. So like it's Clair Obscur, but then soon after that there's Doom. Soon after that,
hmm.
I mean
Keep
there's
talking. I'll
something.
be right back real quick, but I can still hear you.
There's always something that's kind of coming out. Then I have my backlog of stuff. There's gonna be times where I get exhausted from playing Oblivion and kind of want to change it up or something like that. So I don't want to like try to beat or try to run through Oblivion or put all my time into that. I'm gonna be dipping and diving. It's kind of like I don't know if Matt can hear me. I'm pretty sure he can. But it's kind of like what he told me the way he played Forza, uh, Forza 5, right? Forza Horizon 5. I remember I ran through that game pretty quickly, and Matt was more or less like, I'm not running through this game at all. In fact, I'm just playing it, and when I finish it, I finish it,
Yo,
and it just kind of is what it is. Not trying to really, because it's not going anywhere. That's just kind of
yeah,
how I feel about Oblivion. Like it's not going anywhere. It's an older game. It's remastered. There's a lot of new games that are coming out that are a lot shorter that I can beat and I can feel successful with. This game, I don't need to lump that into those. Like this is just a kind of a kickback game.
yeah. I get that. I get that. I actually need to download Expedition 33 on my Ally
You
because
already got it downloaded on both.
I feel like that's where I'm probably going to end up playing a lot of it. Honestly, that's a game I could see myself playing like for a couple hours before bed on the Ally. I could totally
Huh?
do that. What's that?
I said the Ally, huh?
Yes. Only because I mean, well, I don't own it on Steam. I'm not buying it.
Did you get
I,
it
I
downloaded on your Series S already?
yes, I have it downloaded on Series S. I'll be doing a video again. Shout out to Claire Obscur. Be doing a video tonight for that, as opposed to like I go to work tomorrow, and the way games usually release, which is usually on a Thursday, they love to release nowadays like 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern. It's stupid. And then I got to be at work by like 3:30, so I'm scrambling to make a video in that time and get it edited in that time, which is just dumb. So, thankfully with this one, I can make the video tonight, wake up, relax, and edit it before I go to work. And it's no stress, which is fantastic. But I do have it downloaded. I just don't have it downloaded on my Series X at the moment. But I'll probably get it installed there as well. But I think I'm going to play a lot of that on Ally. But I'm also excited for the game. Also, shout out to Rachie in the chat. Appreciate you. He says Ham doesn't want to repeat a Starfield situation. You were always late in stream because Starfield was that good. I feel like everybody was fucked up when Starfield came out. I know I was. I know Ham was. Um, Cozy sure shit was. But like that game, like it didn't matter what I was doing, and much the same with Oblivion right now. It doesn't matter like what show I'm on. Like it's hard for me to not play it right now, and I'm hosting the show. I'm like telling myself I'm not gonna play this while I'm hosting the show, so I'm not. But like when I was on the show earlier with you and Loke, and I wasn't hosting, I was playing Oblivion. I'm gonna be playing Oblivion Friday when I'm on the show and I'm not hosting. It's just that's the kind of game that is for me. So, but Clay Obscura comes out. Did you know that game's only? I mean, it's kind of random, but did you know that game's only $45?
It's only $45? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Clay Obscura's
I know it's
only
only 40 gigs.
$45.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Well, that's awesome, especially especially for both my Ally and my Series S. That's fantastic. Because I have one Series S that doesn't have an expansion drive, which just have 512 gigs. So definitely appreciate that. But I mean, let's see the reviews for Clair Obscur. You kind of mentioned them, but the reviews right now. In fact, I'm gonna head on over to Metacritic to double check it. But when I saw earlier this morning when Shinobi made his post where he rounds up the reviews and everything, it was sitting at a 92 on Metacritic. Is it up to
Okay,
93 now?
92. I know. No, I thought it was a 93 earlier, but maybe it wasn't.
It's 92 right now based on 56 reviews, and this is 56 reviews on. I guess this is on PlayStation. Let me see. Okay, so Xbox is a 93, PC is a 90, PS5 is a 92. So
The one that matters is a 93. Got it.
yeah, the one that I give a shit about is a 93. So that's amazing. Universal acclaim. Universal acclaim, it says. And like I said, you mentioned the reviews, so let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a must play, right?
Yes, Metacritic must play. It has the
Yeah, just like Forza.
official badge. That's right. That's right. Forza must play. I mean, dude, Doom. You already know Doom's gonna be a must play. I mean, geez, dude. Uh, it's packed right now,
It's a
dude.
must play kind of year, man.
It is. It is packed. Yeah, it's a must play kind of your speak. Oh no, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, so what are your thoughts on the reviews? Because it seems like this game, like I seem to remember a couple, maybe a month or two ago, we kind of had this thing on Bullsitting where we were like, "What do you think this game will score?" And Clay Screw was one of the games. And I mean, I can't remember what you said. I can't remember. I remember what I said. I think I said like low to mid 80s.
Ridiculous. You said
So
something way lower than I would have.
I said low to mid 80s. But like,
I think I want to say I said 90, but maybe I'm just being too generous myself.
you might have. But I know
Because I've
I'm,
always been pretty high on this.
yeah. So you this is kind of in the area you thought it would be. So I'm gonna get your thoughts first. I mean, does it? I would assume it doesn't surprise you, considering you thought this game was all along was going to be scoring quite high. But I mean, how surprising is it given the fact that it is, like you said, a 30-person team? It's their debut game, and it's doing what it's doing right now in terms of its reviews.
Yeah, it to be honest, like I say what I say, but like to like see it actually happen is like a totally different kind of feeling. I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
a developer or maker of the game, so it like kind of doesn't matter to me. right? Which, so like so it's cool to be right, but like it didn't really do anything to me, for me at the end of the day. I didn't win anything.
Yeah.
But like, but it's just pretty cool to like have an idea of like, oh, I think this looks pretty good. It should do really well, and then it actually like comes to fruition to where it actually is looking like it's gonna do really well, and people are really, taken aback by it, and and like I know it's like it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of different people, and it probably means more to me than it should because I don't get any money from it. But it
No.
but it it feels good to see Game Pass doing well and getting a highly deserved game on there.
Mm. Well,
Because
well,
there's been so long that Game Pass has just been known to like to a lot of people as like a subpar service. And I didn't feel like that personally, but like a lot of people did. And
yeah.
sometimes it felt like there wasn't a whole lot of like obviousness to to the way I felt, right?
Yeah.
Like like it wasn't like I always had a critically acclaimed game to be like, yo, this right here, right? It like sometimes every once in a while it happened, but it seems like this particular year, like it's just like nonstop, like to the point where like we are having a hard time keeping up as
Yeah.
fans.
Hell yeah, dude. And
And like and like not like Claire Obscure set aside, like we like we went from the beginning of the generation of being told like Xbox has no games to people literally coming out saying, did Xbox screw over Claire Obscure by launching another game right next to it? And it's just nonstop games. I see people on Twitter saying that they haven't stopped playing Game Pass since the beginning of the year, and they're surprised about it. Like PlayStation fans and shit like that. Like
mm-hmm.
like it's just it it really makes me feel good for have paid and paying for my service. You know?
Yeah. Raichi mentions the famous line of Game Pass fodder, which is like if you ask certain people, which is literally what everything that goes into Game Pass is, doesn't matter if it's like, you know, an amazing remaster like Oblivion or a critically acclaimed game like Clair Obscur, or go back a couple years like a Plague Tale Requiem coming into Game Pass, Starfield. Like, it doesn't matter really what it is. For a lot of people, it's just like their go to thing is
Yeah,
Game
it's
Pass
been
fodder.
hot, right?
Yeah, it's it's been like, because like you said it, there's this group, there's like this weird thought that like Game Pass is like a subpar service. And like, I mean, I don't know about you. I feel like I show when I get on here and like defend it, but it's like, dude, it's kind of like I don't know what I can say to some, like, if somebody looks at Game Pass now in 2025 and says, "Yo, that's garbage," like, and they're dead serious about it, then I don't know what I can. I just don't know really what I can say to make them feel otherwise, because it's like, dude, it's nonstop to the point where, to your point, it's kind of crazy, and people are asking like, yo, I mean, maybe Xbox should have thought about Clair Obscur when they released Oblivion. It's like, dude, like this is going to be a thing for Xbox going forward. They're gonna have third party stuff in their service. They're also going to be releasing a fuck ton of first party content because they own like 100 million fucking studios right now. So it's like, at a certain point, like, yeah, back when they only had like 5 or 6 studios pre 2018 and Game Pass just launched, sure, it's like they can space things out because it's easy to do. But when you have that many studios, it's not very easy to space that stuff out. Sometimes a game releases next to a third party game. It's not the end of the world. And in fact, we talked about it on your show earlier. It can, like, both of those games can help each other. I don't see any, especially because they're both RPGs. Again, I mentioned, like, dude, if you're an RPG fan right now, the vibes are fucking through the roof. Like, you're feeling pretty damn good right now if you're a fan of RPGs. So I don't see why both of these games can't just help each other. And and to the point about, oh, Poison Maniac, appreciate you for stopping by. Oh, let me get to this. Rachie says, um, I don't play Avowed, or I didn't play Avowed because of a third party game released a day after. It's like, yeah, like that's like what a normal person does. You can't play everything at once. Ham mentioned it earlier with Clair Obscur and Oblivion. He can't play both of the games at once. Like, they're both RPGs. They kind of demand attention. You gotta focus on what you want to play. But, like, it's not a bad thing. It's. I mean, for me, it's never a bad thing. I love the fact that there's too many games to play, because dude, I don't know about you, Am. I remember being a kid and having, like, one. I would get, maybe, if I'm lucky, 3 games a year when I got my
Yeah.
when I got my PlayStation. If I was lucky, I got 3 games a year. So, like,
Yeah,
now,
one for your birthday, one for Christmas, and sometimes one randomly.
yes, and now it's like, dude, just this month, just, and then from yesterday to the next 30 days, I mean, shit. Oblivion Remastered, Clair Obscur, you're getting Doom the Dark Ages. Like, that's 3 right there in just a 30-day window. I
Yeah.
like I don't understand how this can be bad for anybody. I can understand if you can't play it all. That's just human. Nobody has all that time, but this isn't. It's not a bad deal anymore. There's, like, the joke is kind of played out. It kind of needs to stop at this point. Um, but yeah, getting back to Clair Obscur, I wanted to say that I'm fucking stoked for that team, because I, I mean, I'd have to look it up online. I don't know of many times a studio has had their debut game just be critically acclaimed a masterpiece. In fact, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look up best debut games
Critically
for
claim a
studios.
masterpiece and day one on a subscription service that's not theirs.
Yeah,
That's just, and see, that's part of why some people think Clair Obscur may have screwed themselves over a little bit by putting themselves on Xbox, is because they could have possibly made more not being on there. And I don't know if I just feel like for a new studio, they just wanted to be seen, and they wanted to make people happy. And I feel like they mission complete, you know?
yeah. And for and in regards to that, it's like, dude, uh, Xbox's job in that situation is to cover the cost of what both they and the studio think they would be losing in sales on their platform. And I mean, the fact that studios continue to do business with Xbox when it comes to Game Pass, especially in terms of releasing day one games. You look at a studio like Rebellion, like, release Sniper Elite 5, Resistance, and then on to Atomfall day one, no questions asked. Like, the fact that studios continue to do that kind of business with them, it's like, obviously they're getting a pretty good check. They must be enjoying what
Not
their
all things
benefits
are
are.
bad if they just keep coming back.
Exactly. And then you think about, for Clair Obscur, like, with the reviews it's getting, it's like, dude, that game's gonna sell. That game's gonna sell like a fuck ton on Steam. It'll also probably sell on Xbox. Again, not to the level of PlayStation or Steam, but that's only because it's in a service. But, like, service or not, that game's they're gonna make money on that game. They're gonna make a Here's the thing. I bet you they make way more money, like an astronomical amount more money than they ever thought they would make on that game from sales. Just That's just a hunch I have. But, I wouldn't be surprised if by Friday when we go to do the show, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was like we're celebrating 1 million copies sold or 2 million copies sold. I would not be surprised by that at all. I
Right.
mean, like it just seems like it's going to be that kind of game for people, honestly, which is great, which is amazing. You love to see that for a new studio. But I mean, we are talking about Game Pass now, and I mean, unless you have anything else to add before we move on to the next topic on Clear Obscure.
Claire Obscure looks awesome, and Game Pass right now is the GOAT.
I 1,000% agree. Rachie says, but it wouldn't hurt. But it wouldn't have hurt to move the games away from each other. I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time,
But
it's
where are
like
they going to move them to?
that's the thing. Where are you moving? Like, where does Xbox move Oblivion to? Because
Because it costs money just to sit there and hold it.
yes, and also they've got Doom coming out next month. It's like, do you want to move it closer to Doom? I don't think so. Also, like, what is it? April 23rd. Clair Obscura comes out tomorrow, a couple hours from now, actually. So it's like they're gonna move it to the end of April. It's still close.
There's a
I
lot of
mean,
things that want their shine too before Grand Theft Auto.
exactly, and that's the big thing that everybody's talking. Like,
We don't
that's the
even know what's
giant.
happening this summer.
That's the giant fucking nuke on the industry that like is looming over everything. It's like you got to get your game out. Like at a certain point, you got to get your game out this year because if you don't, you might as well wait till next year. Like if GTA ends up being September, don't
Give
release
me more
anything in
money.
September. You better not be releasing shit in September because that would be really dumb. Doesn't matter what your game is. Doesn't matter if you're a small indie game. Doesn't matter if you're fucking Call of Duty. Don't release your shit in September. Do not. If GTA is in September. So like there's kind of a give and take. Xbox can't not step on someone's toes sometimes. And like I said, I don't think it's particularly a bad thing for Clair Obscure. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, people gotta keep in mind, like, hey, they paid for Clair Obscur to be in the Game Pass, but they're not responsible uh, for whether it's a good game or not. Like, that's
mm-hmm.
not Xbox's game.
Yeah, yeah. They
Like, it's just like it. It's just like any other company. Like they see something good come out. Like you see McDonald's come out for the $5 fucking meal. You see other people doing it too, and it's
yeah.
because these other companies are like, yeah, that looked pretty cool, but we got to protect ourselves. We got to
That's
make
a
sure that we're
fact.
still getting some sort of income. And in Clair Obscur, they get like what, like 30% of that.
I believe so. I think those are the numbers. I think the numbers leaked a while ago.
They get like 30% of that, but guess how much percent they get for Oblivion remake or remaster?
Yeah,
I mean that percentage is pretty neat.
yeah. It's a pretty cool percentage.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice percentage. It's the percentage that anybody wants, right? All of it.
Oh, Ray Chi with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you. It says
$2
Hor-
Canadian.
Horizon will release the same week as GTA 6. He means there, dude. Here's the
Let's
thing.
go.
Whenever a
Let's
big
find
game is
that one
coming out,
first.
whenever Horizon, the next Horizon comes out, there's gonna be, you're getting like Elden Ring 2, you're getting Elder Scrolls
Saving up to
6.
buy the opposite game.
Yes. Dude, whenever they say, "Hey, we're launching September 2027," I'm like, I got to get my money right for the collector's edition of whatever the fuck comes out in September 2027 because it's going to be big. Like Elder Scrolls 6, fucking Elden Ring 2, fucking I don't know, some GTA DL. Like I have no idea, but like they're guaranteed to release right next to something that is just monumental. I
Just
don't
like
know.
bury that shit.
It's it's like it's insane. Like it's only twice. It's only happened twice, but it's like what are the odds both times you release a game in your franchise it's right next to the biggest fucking thing in gaming? It's that's got to be a weird feeling as a developer on Horizon. Poison Maniacs,
Definitely probably feels pretty personal.
right? Uh, Poison Maniac says the curse is wild. Yeah, it's it's unreal. It is unreal.
Like it.
I'm interested to see if that curse continues with Horizon 3 because man, I'm just trying to think of what it could be. I'm hoping it's Elder Scrolls 6 though. I'm really hoping it's Elder Scrolls 6. But yeah, speaking of Elder Scrolls, let's go into Oblivion. I know up top of the show we both said we've been playing it. You already know I'm gonna lose my mind when I talk about Oblivion. So, Ham, I want you to go first. You've never played Oblivion. You've been holding off on it because you knew this thing was coming at some point. It's finally here. What are your thoughts and feelings on the Oblivion remaster as someone who's never played the original or not really played the original?
Um, I'm surprised that I never really got into it. But at the same time, I'm happy that I chose when to get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's still the same game inside and out. There's a few like design differences, but everything else is the same. Um, it looks great, and it's not painstaking on the eyes. I like the older game. It's kind of a little rough around the edges nowadays.
Oh yes, it's very rough.
Um, it just feels good. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not the hugest remaster buff or whatnot,
Mm.
but like something that I do want to see from all old games. I don't exactly need them all to be remastered or remade, but if I could get at least like a res bump and a higher frame rate on them, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I definitely agree with
And
you on
like
that.
and like the previous one was what like it was like what 30 FPS, right?
Oblivion on Series S and X, the old Oblivion, is FPS boosted to 60. It's for it, so it basically that basically was a remaster. It's FPS boosted to 60, better texture filtering, and on Series S it's 1440p and Series X it's 4K. So that basically is a traditional remaster.
So to me that would have probably been fine.
Mm-hmm.
But uh but I mean like if someone says, "Hey, we're coming out with a better version," I'm probably just going to wait for the better version.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, this just is what it is, right?
That's a fact. I
I
mean,
mean, if a PS6 comes out, I'm not going to go out and get a PS5 Pro.
yeah,
If it's like, "Hey, you can buy the PS5 Pro now, or, or you can spend the same amount of money, if not maybe $100 more, being generous, and get the PS6 in 6 months. Which one should you do?" I would wait.
yeah,
I would wait because
yeah,
it's just like, what's the point?
exactly. Speak to that. I was in the middle of a playthrough of Oblivion, and I know I've been playing a bunch of it before this remaster launched last week, just out of hype. But like, I was in the middle of like a legit playthrough where I fully intended to beat the game, do all the DLCs and everything, and then there was that leak on Reddit in 2023 And I was like, oh, that's right. That was part of the FTC stuff that leaked. Well, shit. I'm not going to play this now. I'm not going to beat the game now when I'm going to get a remaster or remake in a couple of years. I think he even said in the leak, the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. Well, it was the beginning of 2025. So he, he was pretty spot on in that. So I mean, I waited, and I tell you what, I am fucking thrilled that I waited because this shit is great. This is absolutely great. So I'm gonna ask you, Ham, what did you go with for your build? Because I don't even think I asked you that off stream yet. Like your class, what race are you, and all that stuff.
So, race, red guard, black
Let's
band.
go. W.
Um, birth sign, apprentice, the
Nice.
apprentice, and then my class is a crusader.
Ooh. I don't know which one the Crusader is,
So
but that's
you
pretty
know,
sick.
it says it defines it as a combatant who wields the power of brute strength and medicinal knowledge, medicinal knowledge. Cheating death after every fight, they rely on their keen knowledge of restoration to fight yet again.
Okay.
And I'm right now I'm a level 7.
That's pretty sick. I gotta. Dude, I've made a couple characters, but the one I play the most is Redguard, same as you. Uh, I always go
Okay.
Redguard. And in Elder Scrolls, same with Skyrim, always go Redguard. And I went
Go black.
Thief. Thief.
Let's go
I'm a
black
thief.
man. Oh
Uh,
god damn it! Come on, do us right.
I'm a I'm a thief.
Come on, man.
And oh god.
Damn.
Well, hold on. It's
I was
not all bad.
happy.
It's not all bad because
It's pretty bad.
yeah, I'm a red guard, a thief, and a spell sword.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's
So
not bad.
you're a thief. So you're a black witch thief.
I'm a black
Great.
thief. I'm a black thief that's good with magic. I can make things disappear. I can make your property disappear.
Oh man.
Disappear.
That's that's
Oh
not
my god.
that's not a good representation.
I mean,
For us
my
brothers
guy's
and
a great guy.
sisters.
My guy's a great guy.
He's
Very
not
nice.
a good representation.
He's a
This
very
man
nice
doesn't
guy.
have a good job.
He has a great job. He's a thief.
Yeah, yeah.
It pays
Very
very
selfish
well.
job.
Pays incredibly well. And the benefits are
Yeah.
amazing.
That's too bad.
I mean, hey,
That
Thief
is
told me
too bad.
Thief is the best. It's the best birth sign cuz I get plus 10 speed, plus 10 luck and plus 10 agility off the bat. So, as soon as the game starts, I'm fast as shit. So, it's the best. It's the best birth sign. I apologize, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you a
Last
question.
black band
I'm
of
going to ask you a
steels.
question that you've been asked already today,
That's fucking shit.
but you haven't been but you haven't. Oh
This
my god.
stinks. This whole stream got turned upside down.
But you haven't been
God
asked
damn
it
it.
on my show. What would you rate the Oblivion remaster right now? And while you're at it, kind of your quick thoughts and feelings, like pros and cons. Like what do you feel when you're playing the Oblivion remaster?
So pros, there's
Mm-hmm.
plenty to do. And a lot of it is fairly different type of missions and They can get pretty complex. Uh, there's also a pretty fun leveling system with it that I personally enjoy, and I do like the different types of weapons and stuff like that you can use. Ways of
Mm-hmm.
healing yourself, recharging and stuff. Um, what some of the stuff that I'm not too fond of is um like one thing that bothered me a little bit was having some of the companion quests where they gotta follow you. I know I was
Mm-hmm.
complaining about that a ton when me
Yeah.
and you were on the other
Yeah.
day, where my companion just kept getting stuck on stupid stuff. And I understand, like, they were off-roading it. I'm not going like on an actual trail. So the game probably is like, what the hell is he doing? I can't get there. But it's just kind of frustrating that it just doesn't kind of figure out a way or just spawn or something after a little bit. It's just stuck. And there was once that I thought it'd be fine, and I just went just like 500 feet away from the other guy. And I tried to start the mission, and since the key person that I needed was nowhere near me, I couldn't start it. So I had to go all the way back there, walk him on over, and then I figured out later I could have just fast traveled, and the guy would have just been there with me. But that's
Yeah.
not how I wanted to play that part.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
You see what I mean? Like, I mean, sure, I could
Yeah.
have just fast traveled, and everything could have been done in 5 seconds, and mission complete. But sometimes I do enjoy doing the role playing part, right? Where like, oh crap, there's stuff on the road, let's kill them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. For sure.
yeah. I'm the person that was playing Dragon's Dogma when we got into the ride thing. I'd sit there for most of the ride. I wouldn't, because you'd have the choice to sit there or sleep or
Or
something like
yeah.
that.
Yep.
And I'd sit there and wait for something to pop off.
Dude, I funny thing, and this is random, but about Dragon's Dogma, you know how much I love that game. Ham, I still haven't beat that game.
That's crazy. I
I
beat
still,
that like
you
a
guys
couple
beat
weeks
it
after it
quick.
came out or something like that.
You guys beat
I beat
it
it quick.
quick, like normal people would beat a game. I played the fuck out of it just as
No,
much
we
as
did not
just
beat it like normal people would beat the game.
well, like okay, let me rephrase that. Like normal people who are part of the community we're a part of would
Okay,
beat the
sure,
game.
sure.
So like I played it just as much as you
I played
guys,
it like a maniac.
but I did not beat the game. And not because it wasn't good or anything, especially that last area was fucking great. That last area was cool as shit. I just I just for whatever reason never finished it. It wasn't really any particular reason. In fact, I need to because I think I'm like right at the end. Even Mike beat that game, didn't he?
Um, I'm the worst person to ask if Mike beat a game. That man,
I think Mike did. I think he did. I
Mike
remember
don't
him.
beat nothing but Doom and same games.
I I remember saying
I love
like,
Mike, but goodness gracious, that man, I couldn't play the same game as much as him. Actually, I take that back. I could. I just haven't found my game like that. And I commend Mike for being able to play a one game like that, because goodness gracious, that's a lot of love.
it is. It is. He gets it. He finds a game that he loves, and he is dedicated to that game.
Locked in.
That is his shit. And I mean, it was the same. I remember when he first played Skyrim, like back when we all first kind of met. He was playing Skyrim, and I think that was when Elden Ring came out. Because he wanted to get into Elden Ring and he couldn't, and they was like, okay, everybody's playing Elden Ring. What am I gonna play? And he got into Skyrim, and he was locked the fuck in on Skyrim for like a couple of months. and recently it's been Dark Tide, and it's been Dark Tide to be real. It's been Dark Tide since like what, September? I think since Space Marine 2 came out, he's been like locked in on Dark Tide. And
Time, man.
dude, I remember him playing Dark Tide. He's like, I'm gonna give Dark Tide a shot again, and he played it like, I don't know, like one night, and he was like, Dark Tide's actually pretty decent now. And then you fast forward to like 8 months later, and it's the only thing he wants to play ever. It's like it goes from being
Ever.
pretty decent to the greatest thing ever. So yeah, I commend Mike for that because, dude, I just
Yeah, Matt, you should get into Lord of the Fall and give that a
I'm all good,
all
dude.
for it, like Mike did.
I am all good on that. I saw like I saw they released their 2.0 update, and they were like, you can now play the whole game like something I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you could do that before, but they were talking about changes to co-op, and they sounded cool and everything. Like all the stuff they were talking about was cool, but it's like dude, I just don't want to play Lords of the Fallen. I've played it. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Every time somebody bring it up, I just shut it down. Nope,
Yeah, yeah. Raichi says
don't like it.
he became a full 40k fan. Yes, Mike is now obsessed with Warhammer 40k. He absolutely loves that shit. Um, but yeah, man. So wait, did you give a score on Oblivion?
So far I gave it an 8.25, just because I need to. I feel like there's more time for me to kind of grow into this game and kind of because there's stuff I need to figure out. There's things I don't know how to do and I don't understand.
Oh, gotcha.
There's things that kind of get on my nerves. Like right now, I'm on this mission called Spies,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no idea what to do. And it's like a main quest, and it says like the document I found spoke of two agents. I must track down and kill both of them, but like there's nothing on the map telling me where to go to find it or anything like that. So I'm still like learning some stuff, trying to figure out
Sure.
how certain missions get, sparked or how to continue to keep that flame burning or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Off the, I mean,
Sometimes I kind of get stuck.
if you want, I can look at it after the stream. But I'm honestly not entirely sure because here's the thing: as much as I played this game, I've made no progress in the main story ever on this game. So you're probably further in the main story than I have ever been on this game.
I might be.
So
I,
so
like this is a game where I'm expecting myself to kind of go through the story and sure I'll definitely like do side missions and stuff like that, but I might do more side missions after the story than as the story is going along,
mm-hmm.
because in my opinion I'll never beat it if I just do side mission after side. I'll end up doing what you did in Dragon's Dogma, and it'll be like two
Yep.
years later and not beat
Yeah.
it. I want to beat the game. I don't want to beat it and throw it away, but I want to be like, okay, I can play something else without feeling like I have to come back to this right away.
Yeah. No, dude, I get that for sure. Uh, but yeah, man, I'm actually kind of interested to see what that mission is you're talking about, to see if I even remember it or not. Because like I said, yeah, I think you might be further in the main story than I've ever gotten. Uh, but have you? I mean, just a quick question, and a dumb one at that. But have you tried, or are you sure that you have the quest like activated?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, because I was making the mistake of like going to the quest and hitting A, but that doesn't activate it. You have to like go in on the quest and then press X to activate, and then it will show you where to go. And I was making that mistake.
Yeah, it just tells me to either skip the current step or like like it just says open in map, and when I open in map, it's just nothing.
Gotcha.
So I
Alright.
might just have to talk to somebody again or something. which is probably what I have to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that is definitely that could definitely be frustrating. So you're at an 8.25 for Oblivion remaster. I'm like,
You're
and
at
this
a
is,
10 point
bro.
fucking 99.
I'm like at
This
a
man's at a
fucking,
fucking 15.
I'm at a 20 out of 10, bro. This shit, I love it. And here's the thing, I love the game. I think but however, I think there are things that are wrong with the game, um, that aren't related to the gameplay or the story or whatever. Like doing pros and cons. If I got to do my cons real quick, performance. Uh, and it doesn't really matter what you're playing it on. You will see stutters in the open world. Again, it's Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is notorious in open world games for stutters. Um, I don't know. Have you played Forspoken, him?
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's a lot of stutters in Forspoken. It's Unreal Engine 5. It's just for
There
whatever
was. I don't
reason.
know if there is a whole lot now, but
Yeah, maybe now it's fixed. It's been a couple years at this point, so they might have ironed it out. But it's like, for whatever reason, Unreal Engine 5 just stutters in open world games. So that's my one con for the game. Like, they've improved so many things from the original in the game. Like you mentioned that you like the leveling system. That's an improvement. I mean, in the original Oblivion, you did have to sleep to level, but I like the fact that now I'm picking, like, I can allocate 5 points here, 5 points there, and select the thing I want to level up specifically and focus on that thing. Like, if I want to just focus on leveling up this one or two specific things, then that's what I do. The original Oblivion was just, I mean, in my opinion, kind of needlessly complicated. Especially considering Skyrim was my first Elder Scrolls game. Going from Skyrim to Oblivion was like, just it was rough. It's definitely rough. So there's a lot of improvements in the game, just visually speaking, dude. Visually, you've been playing this on, like, we both have the same TV. You've been playing this on the TV. So I didn't play it
on the
on
TV.
I didn't play it on a good TV until I went to my bedroom last night and played it on the fucking Series S. And just with like the HDR, I mean, I have a pretty nice TV in my bedroom. It's Samsung Q70T or something. Can't remember. I got it at the beginning of the generation. Um, Played with the HDR on. Obviously, like, the game is only 30 FPS on Series S, but Jesus, dude, that shit looked insane, and that's on a Series S. So, like, I mean, it's
Amazing.
it is it is amazing. Like,
It's
I can
amazing.
imagine. No, no, not glazing. I'm being honest. Him just doesn't like honesty. But um, I feel like it's kind of hard to explain, but I imagine this is probably, like, the way it looks now is probably how people who played it for the first time in 2005 remember it looking back then. But I don't have that experience, so I'm getting that experience now, and it's fucking crazy how good that game looks. Especially considering the fact that, I know we mentioned this before, but they're calling it a remaster. And that's something I want to ask you, because I don't think you said this, or maybe you did on on your guys' show earlier, and I missed it. Would you consider this a remaster or a remake? Forget what it says on the box. Is this a remaster or a remake?
Man, I mean, I know there's a lot of technicalities, all that stuff, and I've never really cared
Mm-hmm.
about whether something's a remaster or remake. Because to me, if something looks a ton better and is like actually worked on. Like other than unlocking the frame rate and turning up the the resolution. If you're doing more than that, in my opinion, then it's a remake.
Okay. I'm with you
And they
on that.
kind of did do that here. Like they changed the way certain people looked, remade some of like the characters. Um, I mean, they did enough in this game for it to be called a remake, but I mean, I can kind of see why they didn't call it.
Yeah.
Because although they made a good amount of changes, they and see like to me this is more of a remake to me than whatever The Last of Us did.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Because The
Uh,
Last of Us didn't do anything other than make the characters smarter in battle. Outside
yes.
of that, there's nothing that they did that doesn't just constitute it to be called a remaster. In my opinion,
Mm,
like sure you can say, man, they painted up the characters a little bit better, but they're it's not like a complete different looking character, right? Where you can see like the tree goddess woman or whatever they call it in Oblivion, like doesn't even look the
Spriggans.
same at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look anywhere near the same as the previous one. Whether you think it is a level up or a level down, regardless, it's completely redone. Like,
Yes.
like as for like The Last of Us with theirs, like they just put more texture into what was already there,
Yeah.
which is cool and pretty, it's impressive by all means, but it but we're not equating whether it's impressive or not. We're saying, hey, is this more of a remake than another? You
Yeah.
yourself, and then come back.
Uh, Subremedy says definitely picking up Expedition 33, then Oblivion Remaster. Enjoy those games. Rachie says I'll play
Well,
Oblivion next month instead of Doom. Damn, and play that instead of Doom. I'm playing Oblivion until Doom comes out. You're flipping it on its head and doing it backwards. God bless you. But
you
yeah,
got
enjoy
tricks
the
on it.
games. You're doing tricks on it, bud. Absolutely spinning on it, Brody. But I mean, so you would call it more of a remake, and I would agree with that. And honestly, for the exact same points that you said, if you're doing more like the way Oblivion was before this remaster on Xbox Series S and X, that was a remaster. For all intents and purposes, that was a remaster. It's the original game, up-resed, 60 FPS frame rate instead of 30, and that's the remaster. Improved texture filtering and everything, remaster. This to me is a full blown remake. I guess they probably still call it a remaster because it still uses the Gamebryo engine underneath everything, which is the same engine that it used back in the day. But like, dude, they've changed so much that it is, to me, without question, a remake. But I guess that kind of dovetails into the second part here because I saw a little article on Windows Central, and of course it's on Windows Central, but it's funny. It says, "Hey Sony, take notes. Virtuous's The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion just proved there's more to a great remaster than meets the eye." Now, I want to throw this to you first. With so many games being remastered now, um, what are your thoughts on, say, this versus uh I mean, I just mentioned Sony. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, do you consider them in the same realm at all? Like, forget Last of Us. Let's say Horizon, because that one was just kind of remastered. In fact, that was remastered. They just call it Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. So, is it in the same kind of category or stratosphere or whatever you want to call it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I don't really understand the question.
So, with Oblivion Remastered being like, a 20-year-old game, being kind of remade, remastered, whatever you want to call it, versus like remasters nowadays. You look at, I think the easy target is obviously Sony. You mentioned The Last of Us remake, The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn remastered. Uh, I'm trying to think of, I know there's third parties who have done remasters and everything, but I'm struggling to think of them. But would you put
Okay.
this and the like? What would you say differentiates? Like, would you put this at all in the same category as anything like that, or is it entirely different?
Anything like a I guess I'm just getting confused. I feel silly.
Anything like, uh, instead of saying Last of Us because you just said Last of Us, Horizon Zero
Right?
Dawn.
Oh my God. See, I feel like what a lot of people are referring to is like they're not really remastered. Like they're they're not really remastering um like anything that's like of age. They're
Mm-hmm.
taking games just from just the previous generation. And I feel like that's kind of what some people are referring to when they are like saying like, "Hey, you can take a lesson from this," because they're like because not like we see what they're doing over there at Sony with some of their like choices and what to remaster and stuff like that. And they're not really listening too much to their audience, which is
Mm-hmm.
like really frustrating to a lot of people. So you see Bloodborne, people have been asking for that for over a generation. Um People, they want all done here. People want, SOCOM to come back and be remade. People want the Resistance, the kill zones, and like they want like Sony thinks that they're paying homage, but they're not really like going into the past at all. They're paying homage to last generation. They're not really paying homage to true nostalgia. Like there is no true nostalgia for Horizon Zero Dawn yet. Like it was out for a few years and then got remastered already. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um like and then The Last of Us, sure, I think The Last of Us was fun, but then you drag The Last of Us 2 into it as well. And I just don't feel like that was necessary. Here we are going into, our fifth year, our fifth full year, and Naughty Dog hasn't produced anything that's out to play yet. But like we're getting those remasters from the Gorilla. They gave us a game that's pretty good, sure. To some people, I mean, Matt, you hate it, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like they gave a DLC, which is fine, Burning Shores. I'm not against that, but then it's just like, why did you go back and do Zero Dawn again? Like, it just feels like some of the resources and things that we wouldn't mind seeing from those developers that really, in my opinion, probably would take just as much, maybe less work. Like, yo, Gorilla, just put a Killzone, just any of them, like any of the older
Yeah.
Killzones, make them like bring it back online, like put the trilogy out there and sell it. I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? Like what was another one that we were just not Gorilla, but what was the other
It was
team that I was just
Resistance,
talking about?
Insomniac.
Um, well,
Uh,
like Insomniac, I feel like you can give them some leeway because they've actually been coming out with games left, right, and center
yes, they
for
have.
Sony. So I don't really want to like lean on them because they've been. But like Bend, that's another one where it's just like,
Mhm.
where you been, Bend? Like we don't know.
Oh,
Um,
Days Gone
there's
remastered.
some of these
Jesus.
live service shakeup games. It's really frustrating. Oh yeah, I was thinking Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog. It's like, yo, do you? I think people would have really appreciated like just a remaster of the Uncharted series. Like I would have much rather had a remaster update of the Uncharted series than Last of Us 2 remake or whatever the hell you want to call that. Like I mean,
Yeah.
even if it's just of like like 1 and 2, and they need to do 3 still, or maybe it's just 1, right? Just who cares? Just something to get people back on their feet again, and for you to remind them who you are. I don't feel like coming out with the same game, literally, keep, coming out with Last of Us. What is it? 4 times in a row now? Maybe
Uh,
5? Because it's Last of Us
yeah.
1, Last of Us 1 remastered, Last of Us 2,
Well, they
Last
did
of Us.
Uncharted. They did Uncharted in between
Okay,
in
fair
between
enough.
one and remastered, and they did Lost Legacy after remastered. But yeah,
Fair
like
enough. Fair enough. Okay,
yeah,
but you see what I'm saying though?
yeah,
It's. I mean, that was a long time ago.
mm-hmm,
How many
hundred
years
percent.
was what was the last one?
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Lost Legacy, I think, was 20. Uncharted was 2015, I think. So Lost Legacy would have been like 2016, 2017, probably.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
don't know, man. To me, it's just I don't know. As big of a company as like Sony is, I just kind of expect a little bit more,
Yeah.
and I'm just surprised I'm not exactly getting that. And and like on top of that, like it just seems like I don't know. It seems like PlayStation's a little uncomfortable right now, if I'm being frank. Like as like maybe not with like hardware or whatnot, because why should they be? They don't have like they got the popularity there already with the hardware and whatnot. But
Mhm.
as for like any of their games, just like I'm sure we're gonna talk about it here shortly, but like the way they put out Ghost of Yotei today,
Yeah.
this is a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, like that's kind of that's how I feel about like when I see the comparison of like um I saw somebody online earlier in the day was saying, I think I saw it on Blue Sky, but somebody was saying like, well, I don't know why remasters are good now. It's like, well, to your point, Oblivion's a 20-year-old game that very much was in need of a remaster. Like I mean, if you play the original in 2025, you can still have fun with it. You can still appreciate it for what it is, but dude, it needed a remaster. Like it's it was fully necessary versus like Last of Us Part 2 remastered is just like what that is literally is just like a PS5 upgrade. And when I say PS5 upgrade, I don't mean like oh, it looks way better now because it looked great already. It ran at 60 FPS. By PS5 upgrade, I literally just mean, hey, they added DualSense features, which is fucking insane to me because I bought the console. I should get the features that I bought the fucking console. But whatever. It's besides the point. Um, I think that Oblivion Remaster is definitely a lot different to what we're seeing from not just Sony but just the industry in general when it comes to remasters. Let's see. Ooh, I'm kind of
Well,
behind on.
like another one that did a fantastic remaster, even though I didn't really play it, because I'm not really into those kind of games, but I thought they did a good job, and a lot of people really loved it. Was Resident Evil 4 or
Oh yeah,
remake?
yeah.
Like they
Speaking of
crushed it.
yeah, speaking of a remake slash or remaster that you fucking loved, Mafia.
Oh my god.
So like,
Yeah, the original Mafia game.
yeah, it's like there's a game that was out on like came out on the PS2, and I remember playing that on the PS2. It's been long enough, and they came out with that remake in what, like 2018 maybe, and that shit is great. That is a great remake, and it's a completely necessary remake. Which I think is
Yeah,
kind
because
of
that came from like what, like the original PlayStation 2.
PS2 is what that was on. I don't think it was on the original, but it was definitely on PS2. I played it on
Oh yeah,
PS2.
PS2. I always get that mixed up with there's a different game that came out on the PS2 that I'm thinking of. That was double
Mm-hmm.
disc, but yeah, the
Uh,
original PS2. Yep.
Let me catch up on chat here. Raichi says the OG Oblivion was 8 GB. The remaster is 124 gigabytes. Todd finally made it 16 times the detail. That's not a bad joke. That's actually great. It is 16 times the detail. He's finally done it. Um, PS5
It's Unreal
PS5
Engine
blows.
5 for you though. That big bloat.
Dude, yeah, it's a fucking massive. Unreal Engine 5 is great at making games file sizes fucking massive. Uh, PS5 blows. Says Killzone 3 only. I love that guy's name. Killzone 3 only sold 1 million copies. Poison Maniac, the Resistance pitch got shot down. Bummer. I don't know the details. Yeah, I remember not too long ago, maybe like within the last year and a half, there was some rumors about a Resistance. At least a collection of some sort. I thought there were some rumors about that, but we never heard anything about it. Raichi says Infamous as well would be another great contender for a remaster or a remake. I 1,000% agree. As someone who played,
Like I said, and I don't want to like bother. And oh wait, that's Sucker Punch,
what's that? Yeah,
right?
Infamous is
I said, wait a
Infamous
second,
is
that's
Sucker
Sucker
Punch.
Punch. Sucker
Yes.
Punch has been okay. I mean, they haven't put a game out since Ghost of Tsushima, which was PS4, but they at least have something like on deck that already has a release window, right? Like
Yes.
that's what bothers me. Like I know Naughty Dog has their game that looks like it's gonna be cool and coming out, but like we literally just got that after a cancellation, so it's kind of like I'm happy about that, but I'm just kind of like, damn, like man, it's taking y'all a long time to get it figured out over there, and you're like the premier developer.
Yeah. Like that's when I buy a PlayStation, it is literally. I mean, all the other stuff is great, but when I buy a PlayStation, it's literally just for Naughty Dog. I'm getting a
Kind of feel that
PlayStation.
way a little. I'm starting to feel that way a little bit about and just to keep things even, I'm kind of feeling that way a little bit about the coalition,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
like I feel like the coalition did what usually Xbox doesn't do, and Naughty Dog did what Xbox usually does. Step on a rake when they don't need to.
Yeah. A
and
Tale's old
and
as
Naughty
time.
Dog stepped on a big rake with The Last of Us.
Yes.
With The Last of Us multiplayer
Factions.
game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Faction, they stepped on a massive rake with that. and not just with fans, but like with their actual companies and overspending and stuff like that. They stepped on a massive break with that. Where the coalition, we've heard rumors about them like having a game that may have been canceled or something like that, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like nothing that was ever announced. So like, although you can be like, coalition's taking a long time and I don't like it, which I could agree with that. They didn't like do anything to make themselves look silly.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. You could definitely say the same to a certain extent for the coalition because it's like, dude, we got Gears 5. They also did I can never remember it. Gears Tactics, right? Um and then it's been kind of radio silent since Hive Busters when the Series X launched. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. We need to see. I really hope we see more of Gears E Day at this showcase this year. So, hopefully we get some more info on that. But I mean, yeah, I just think it's a weird issue within within gaming right now. Like I feel like there's so many things that need or could absolutely use a remake or a remaster versus the amount of things that are just getting it that I'm like, dude, why the fuck is this getting a remaster? Um, let's see.
I
Rachie
agree with
says
that.
Bloodborne. We mentioned Bloodborne. Uh, let's see. Oblivion remaster. Oh, Rachie says the Oblivion remaster is at 190K peak on Steam. So that's gone up. That's fucking amazing. Uh,
That's crazy. I mean, on a Wednesday.
yeah, on a Wednesday, dude, I can't even imagine
I
what
mean,
that's
keep
gonna
in
do.
mind, we all know about Monster Hunter, so it's not like it's
Yeah,
breaking Steam records or anything like that. It's
yeah,
just that, like, an old remastered game that, like, a lot of people, you know, you wouldn't think too many, like obviously it has a community and a lot of people that care about it and whatnot, but it's still surprising to see people get excited for nostalgia. Like, it doesn't matter how many. Like, it just makes me like a little giddy when I see other people excited about nostalgia. It makes me want to get excited with them and so
yeah,
and just kind of celebrate it and also learn.
yeah, for sure. Uh,
I mean, that's what I feel like I'm doing in this game because I mean, this hits on nostalgia, but not the same like it does for a lot of people where they're like, oh, I remember this or I played this. I didn't do none of that, but like like it's just something that I'm like, man, I missed it, and now I get to enjoy it the best way that it
mm-hmm.
could be presented right now. And it's just it's kind of a feel good moment. It's kind of like watching an old movie from around your time, even though you didn't watch it when it came out during your time. But you're like, oh yeah, I mean, you see the 7-Eleven with the old Snapple bottles that are glass, and you're like, oh man, I love that peach one back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just get
dude.
that feeling. You could just at least kind of appreciate it because you were around then.
Yes, I have. I don't. Yeah, like I'm kind of with you. I don't have nostalgia for Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Certainly not in the same way that anybody who actually played the game back in the
Vinny,
day had.
Vinny
Yeah, like
really
Vinny
has
loves
his
that shit.
nostalgia for it.
Vinny loves it, and like God bless him for that because like he played it back in the day. Like I didn't play it back in the day. I know you didn't play it back in the day. Like my experience with Oblivion has been within the last I don't know decade since they added it to backwards compatibility, and I've never beat the game. So like I said earlier in the show, like I feel like how I'm admiring the remake or remaster right now is the same way people admired the original game back when it launched. And that seems like a really cool feeling, especially seeing those exact people like kind of reliving that with this remake. Um it's pretty awesome to see and it's really fun to be a part of. But let's see. PS5 Blow says Golden Eye needs a true remaster. Yes, I would agree with
I
that.
feel that.
I would totally agree with that.
I
Um,
agree. For the love of the Lord, whatever they put out when they gave us that N64
no,
version with modern controls, I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. Like, that's cool and all, but I mean, they did that game so wrong though. Like, not only is it that, but it's not even multiplayer
which
online.
is
So,
insane. Imagine,
which, yeah,
imagine telling your friend like, "Hey, you want to play some GoldenEye? Cool, watch me play it. Watch me play
right?
it,
Like,
because we're not going to play together."
yeah, come over. Yeah, let me tell my friends as an adult that live 300 miles away to come over and play some GoldenEye.
Yeah,
My
we're gonna
adult
take
friends with
turns.
kids. Yeah,
We're gonna take
yeah, we're
turns with
gonna.
GoldenEye.
He's gonna come over at 9 o'clock at night, drive 300 miles so we can get down on some GoldenEye. Or let me just be a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna bring my Series S back to my hometown, and I'm just gonna have controllers with me galore because that's how gamers travel.
Yep.
And yeah, they're gonna want to come over my house to play an N64 game that's literally no different than it was like 25 years ago. Like, I don't think so, man.
Not
Like I
good.
don't know who developed or did that, but they missed the whole mark of like what bringing that time to this generation actually meant.
Yeah.
That's like if a artist came out right now and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna give you guys my classics. I'm gonna sell you guys my classics," and you show up and he's fucking handing out cassette tapes. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna put this in?
He's,
What am I gonna do
but
with this?
his classics missing things that the classics had. He's just on stage performing, kind of drunk, not not really there. Like it's not the same. It isn't the same. So definitely agree with that. GoldenEye certainly needs a remaster. But let's get into
It was
the.
an
You mentioned it,
embarrassment when that game came out, man. That shit embarrassing.
dude. I saw
I was
that
so
because
excited for it. That's embarrassing.
I was like excited for it in the sense like, yeah, cool. I'm down to play multiplayer, GoldenEye again. And then it came out and they're like, it's no multiplayer unless I think it was unless you're on Switch, right? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's on
well,
Switch, and it wasn't even true multiplayer for Switch. You had to like pretty much pair up your consoles together.
crazy, just stupid. Yeah, once I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna play that. I guess my memories of GoldenEye are meant to be memories because I'm not playing that shit again. If that's what they're
No,
doing. Uh, but let's go into the final topic, Ghost of Yotei. Uh, we got some info for the release date of Ghost of Yotei, October 2nd of this year. So, I mean, if you're excited for Ghost of Yotei, there you go. But Ham, what are your thoughts? Are you excited for Ghost of Yotei? And also, I mean, I know the answer to this, but are you surprised that they just kind of out of nowhere just dropped it and said, "Hey, here's the release date for Ghost of Yotei," and like I don't know how many months, like 6 months.
not like I'm gonna be excited for that game all the way up until it releases because it's a Ghost game from Sucker Punch. I have high expectations for what they did last time to what they're gonna do now. So I feel like they painted a great, damn near perfect picture with with the first game and what they want to deliver with it. I feel like this one is kind of reminds me of watching somebody kind of stumble on the red carpet a little bit. Like I'm not sure if they're gonna fall or if they're gonna have like some stunning catch themselves moment where it's like, oh man, that's viral right there. That's hot. There it is. Little nip slip. Gotcha. Let's go. And you're
Little
and
nips.
they ain't even mad about it. Like that shit, right? Like they like yeah, oops, whatever. But like to me, it was just like it's weird how they presented this game so far, in my opinion, because
Mhm.
they like. Can you tell me when was the first time they presented Ghost of Yotei?
Wasn't it at
Was it at PlayStation Showcase last year?
what? I think so. I also kind of thought maybe it was at the Game Awards, but maybe not. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. I know it was late last year though. I'm gonna look this
It
up.
might have been. I don't remember. I don't think it was at the Game
Yotei.
Awards. Because I was at the Game Awards. I don't think it was there.
Let's see. Man, of course, I type in Ghost of Yotei revealed, and it's all from like today for the
Well, I
release
mean, if
date.
you look it up on YouTube, you could probably see the first reveal trailer when, like, how many months
Ooh,
ago it was.
yeah, that's actually a good idea. Ghost of Yotei reveal trailer. Dude, again, I type in reveal trailer, and it's like, here's a release date trailer. What's wrong with you guys? Ghost of Yotei reveal trailer was, oh my god, 6 months ago. Okay, finally found it. 6 months ago.
Wow.
It
So,
it came out September 24th, 2024.
September, November. Was there? Was it at a PlayStation show? 'Cause I don't know.
Yes, it was at a PlayStation showcase.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that was at a PlayStation showcase. So that was normal when it came out then at the PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
showcase. Now we're, months later, we were told then it was coming out in 2025. Sure, right? I didn't believe it. But now we're in 2025 and I feel like, some people were asking about it. But PlayStation just had a showcase like a month ago or something like that, or 2 months ago at this point,
Yeah, I think it was in February.
right? Yeah, so 2 months ago. And yeah, it was around Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they didn't say anything really about Yotei there.
They didn't mention it at all.
In fact, they talked about Borderlands, and then they said catch us later in I don't remember if they said like April or May or June or something like that for a second state of play for Borderlands hosted by PlayStation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was thinking, maybe they'll have something to show at the next showcase for PlayStation. And it just personally felt a little weird seeing, Nintendo has news out there. Xbox currently has a crazy amount of news about all different games, and that's been going on for a few months now, and it's going to continue. And then PlayStation didn't really have a whole lot of first party news. And it felt like today they just kind of took their shit and just just threw it out the window. It was just like, here, take this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they just wanted to give some sort of information about something because I would have expected with the prestige of what Sucker Punch accomplished last generation with Ghost of Tsushima and getting a whole award for it and having the country of Japan praise in that game, shit like that. I would have thought they would have had did what they did with Halo and had like a whole orchestra set up, ready to fucking get you into the get you into the whole Yotei vibe or something, right? Like I was expecting something big time like that. Maybe
Yeah.
not as extreme as the Halo one, but you know, like they had a they had a big deal. It meant a lot to Japan. That game did apparently, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have thought that they would have did something ceremonial for Ghost of Yotei, and it was just kind of like I said earlier, it was spit out like a boiling hot bite of like a boiling hot pizza roll, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like,
it, yeah, like it came out so uninspiring that neither me or you watched it before our show earlier.
nope. I, I,
And
s-
I
I,
almost never do that. I always watch things before some or when I hear about, but I heard about it before the show, and it just felt kind of tasteless. There was no warning for it. There was nothing. There was more of a warning for Oblivion remaster coming out, which was supposed to be I feel like a very fake secret, but was supposed to be a secret, right?
yeah, yeah, man. I just when I woke up and saw that Ghost of Yotei got a trailer and a release date today, my reaction wasn't. And keep in mind, I'm excited for the game. My reaction wasn't, "Oh my god, I gotta watch this now." My reaction was like, "Huh, that's weird," and then I just
And the
went on.
trailer isn't even interesting.
I, dude, you guys showed the trailer. I was on your show. You showed the trailer on your show, and I still feel like I haven't seen the trailer. I was there. I watched it. I, it just it doesn't feel like I watched the trailer. I just it's such a random out of nowhere thing when I think like with the prestige that Sucker Punch has off the back of Tsushima, it's like, dude, you could have held an entire event just for the game. Honestly, I mean, if it's coming out this year, surely you have some gameplay ready to show, right? Like, you could have held a full blown event just for Ghost of Yotei, like a 30-minute event or something, maybe 45 if you got a lot to show. But they just like on a random Wednesday were like, here's the release date and a new trailer. It's like that's cool and all, but like not a whole lot of fanfare. It didn't excite me the same way it probably would have if it was an event. But I don't know. Oh, Rachie says yes to go. Good night. Appreciate you, Rachie, for stopping by. Good night, buddy. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like I think we're both excited for Ghost of Yotei. I don't want to sit here and pretend I'm not excited for the game because I am. I will be playing it. I'll be playing it for sure. I just don't know when. If certain things, if GTA comes out in September, like that's a rumor, then probably not going to be playing Ghost Yotei on October 2nd. So, we'll see how that goes. But I do plan to play the game. I do plan to get the game. I am excited for it. Uh, but I don't know. It just seemed like a weird drop for like no reason. And I think you said on the show earlier, it felt like a hey look at me moment. Like, hey guys, we know Xbox and Nintendo are having fun, but we're having fun too. Look at this. It's like, okay, you want to show it off more, or do you want to just drop the datas and leave us kind of hanging? I don't know. It felt really anticlimactic. But I don't know. See, Poison Maniac says Sony does state of play for their games, right? AAA blockbuster ones. That's what I'm saying. Give us a state of play. That game's worthy of a state of play. And my thinking is like, yo, if it wasn't worth the showcase, are you guys confident in the game? Like, why are you not? Why is Sony of all companies like seemingly just tossing this out on a random Wednesday with like no fanfare? Like, surely you're excited for the game, right? I don't know. But is there anything else you want to add before we get up out of here, get into the outros and everything?
What's that?
So, is there anything else you would like to add before we get into
Oh
the
no,
outros?
no,
All right.
I'm
Well,
all set.
Ham, start us off on the outros. Let them know what you're up to and what you're going to be doing later on your show tomorrow and Friday.
Well, actually, I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm doing a show tomorrow because tonight I'm getting into Expedition 33 on stream.
Okay. Nice.
So, I already have that downloaded and pretty much ready. I just need to make my thumbnail and get on there. I'm actually gonna do that right now. I'm gonna make my thumbnail and get ready to get pushing. That game comes out in what, like 2-3 hours?
Yeah. Not long. Midnight. It is almost 10 o'clock for me. So if it comes out midnight for me, then it would be 12 o'clock. So, or it would be 2 hours. So is it Eastern time? Midnight comes out Eastern time.
Oh no, right now I need to double check that. It's either midnight for me or o'clock for me. I don't know real quick.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's what
I'm gonna
Ham's gonna
check
be
real
up to
quick.
for sure. Check out his channel. He's gonna be streaming Claire Obscure later tonight, whenever it launches, whatever time that may be. As for myself, obviously you can find me here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Two Player Podcast with myself and my
Oh
buddy Ham. So,
no.
what'd you find out?
Oh, buddy.
It's not midnight, is it?
No, it's not. It's at 3 a.m. for you, buddy.
Well, Matt's not making a video tonight. Matt will make a video.
That's too bad. Because it says 12 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
man.
all that. That's insane. That's. You remember earlier in the show when I said shout out to Claire Obscure? I take it back. Anti
Matt,
shout
you
out
could
to.
still do your video tonight. We'll stay up playing some basketball. Is there a Cavs game on?
I'm literally watching the Cavs right now. It's in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left.
And who's winning? Not the
The Cavs,
Cavs.
the Cavs are winning 101-94. Uh, but
You're gonna
ooh,
lose.
let's see. But yeah, you can find me here. Like I said, every
You can
Wednesday, Two Player
find him making a
Podcast
video here in
with
like
myself and
4 hours,
Ham's
five
just getting,
hours.
oh no, Ham's getting quiet. I don't know what's going on. Uh, uh, but yeah, videos every week here on the channel. Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the L303 podcast. Myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And Fridays I'm on Ham's channel for Bullshit and 4 p.m. Eastern. TSWS Gaming, link in the channel for that, or link in the description for that channel. So check that out. But with that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.